All hail King Bardock, first of his name, and all hail Queen... Hang on, where's Queen Gine? Oh, that's right. Hey guys, DB Right here, and continuing today by request, What If Gine Defeated Frieza, Part 4. And this has definitely been a more or less wild ride kind of a what if. Definitely very bold in its approach, and as it turns out, it's actually one of my favorite what ifs that I'm currently doing at the moment. And, well, I wanted to get straight into it and continue it. And, well, with this story, we were able to tell a very interesting and unique story where Gine, the weakest Saiyan in Saiyan history, was able to do the impossible, destroy Frieza, and shock the entire Saiyan race while she was at it, when she suddenly transformed into a Berserker Super Saiyan. For those unfamiliar with Berserker Super Saiyan, it's the version of Super Saiyan that's used or referenced as in DragonBall Super with Kale, when Kale transforms into a rampaging Super Saiyan form, and she loses all sense of herself. Just like both the original Broly and the current Broly, I guess. Whether or not it's actually the same form from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it is. I think that's meant to be yet another version of Super Saiyan, or if not a stronger, even crazier version than, well, what Kale had. Well, thanks to her feeling a sense of hopelessness and just feeling absolutely useless to Bardock, well, after she, of course, sent Kakarot off-world, like they do in the original, something happened within Gine that we've only ever seen really happen in Saiyans, the likes of Kale and Broly. Kale, who always appeared to be a shy battle, timid, incompetent Saiyan, much like how Gine was, and I justify Gine's transformation, the fact that she has those very same traits. And well, she was able to counter Frieza's blast and pretty much destroyed the evil Emperor along with his ship, and rescued her husband in the process. And well, unfortunately, this put her pretty much under King Vegeta's radar, who felt the power was more or less a threat to his rule, just like how we saw Broly, and had Broly vanished to planet Vampa, and of course Paragus, following suit. So that still happened, just like in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and with that, well, luckily for Gine, no one actually recognized her in her transformed state, especially with those bulging muscles and everything, so she pretty much escaped. However, witnesses did point Bardock and Gine at the scene, so this quickly went under King Vegeta's radar, and of course King Cold, who showed up inquiring about what happened to his son. And well, long story short, it didn't take him long to more or less go after Bardock and trying to get him to talk, and then later threatening to execute him, which was the second time that triggered Gine's Super Saiyan transformation. Her just feeling that sense of hopelessness that there may be nothing she can do. And well, she never really figured out for sure that she was this Super Saiyan who defeated Frieza. She thought the whole thing was either a dream, and because she didn't have much control of it, she didn't really remember all that much. Well, once again, the transformation was pulled off, and she once again saved her husband from the likes of King Cold, only to basically run out of power again after and pass out again, giving King Vegeta his opportunity to arrest them both, locking him up in prison. However, that's when Bardock is more or less freed by Queen Cassava, and Bardock challenges King Vegeta to the right of ascension for the throne, and that led to Bardock defeating King Vegeta and taking the throne from himself when he achieved his very own Super Saiyan transformation. The Super Saiyan transformation we're all familiar with. The yellow hair, yellow aura, just the rage of King Vegeta's cowardice, what he's willing to do to his fellow people, what he did to Paragus and Broly, and just that sense that he wasn't able to save his crew members. You know, will his wife be executed if he failed? It was enough to trigger Bardock's own Super Saiyan transformation and win the throne from Vegeta, ultimately destroying the king. And well, it was no tears shed for Queen Cassava, because she was absolutely disgusted with her husband's cowardice. And since then, Bardock has basically taken young Prince Vegeta under his wing, since now he has returned with Raditz and Nappa from his assignment off-world, and has begun training the two together, Raditz and Vegeta, and trying to give Vegeta a lesson in Saiyan humility. They've got to shed all this lower class, high class, elite class thinking that was bestowed upon them by Frieza, and also teach Vegeta the Fourth respect for his fellow Saiyan. And well, more or less thanks to that, a change does indeed begin to go under Vegeta. He does more or less backtalk and things like that, and sometimes says the wrong thing. But, you know, it is hard to train, you know, years of thinking that you were taught by your ruthless, cruel king of a father, not to mention Lord Frieza and King Cold themselves. And well, meanwhile, Bardock had sent Gine to planet Earth to go looking for Kakarot and bring him back into the fold, and well, she did more or less manage to find him at the 21st Tenkochi Budokai, and got to witness the growth of her son as he battled through the tournament, ultimately losing to Jackie Chun in the finals, and also managing to ring Goku in when he went Great Ape during that fight. Just a part of him just sort of recognizing the name Kakarot when Gine yelled it from the audience. And this did leave Bulma and the others questioning, you know, who is this woman? Who is this person who was able to just bring Goku under control like that while Pua snipped his tail? So, well, at least Jackie Chun didn't have to blow up the moon this time, right? And well, with that, Gine has now met up with her son, and she does actually tell him who she is. She did realize quickly that Goku had obviously forgotten who she and Bardock and Raditz were, thanks to the bump on the head. But she just comes out and says that she's his mother and that she's so proud of him, how far he's grown, and all that. And Goku, not sure what to make of this at first, but after then noticing Gine's tail, Goku just sort of falls apart in happiness and jumps to his mother, embracing her in a big cuddle, and he's like, "Mom, it's really you! I never thought I'd ever get to meet you. This is great!" You know how Goku gets when he's overexcited? "Where have you been all these years? I can't believe you're really here." And with that, Gine more or less fills Goku in about what's happened. That he was sent away from this planet, fearing that planet Vegeta was going to be destroyed by the likes of Lord Frieza, and everyone else sort of listening in as well. Roshi is sort of somewhat concerned, because Gine did go on into the history of the Saiyans a little bit. And, well, with that, Roshi sort of, "Sir, wait a minute, does this mean your Saiyans are going to come here and wipe us out?" And Gine just assures him that, for one thing, Gine is not like the other Saiyans. She doesn't really like fighting or battling that much at all, but she will if she absolutely has to, that sort of thing. And she also does tell them that Bardock, her husband, who is now the new king of the planet, actually now plans on liberating all the planets under Frieza's rule and giving them back to their former governments. And actually wanting to bring about peace to the galaxy rather than disrupt it. And with all those remnants of Frieza Force soldiers and Cold Force soldiers running around, there's going to be plenty of fighting, plenty of things for the Saiyans to do. So this does put Roshi at ease, and well, at the same time, Roshi can sense that there is a mysterious power within Gine, something that he can just tell is bothering her. And well, more or less, she turns around to find that her son's no longer there. He's taking the Dragon Raider and he's off to look for Grandpa Gohan's Dragon Ball. You know, because he thinks Grandpa Gohan's soul is in it for some reason. It's the last thing Grandpa Gohan gave him. And Gine's wanting her son to come back, but by then he's just, you know, sort of too far away. And Roshi's like, I wouldn't worry about him. Just stick with us, and you can stay with me at the island for a while. If you stay there, he's sure to turn up sooner or later. And well, Gine more or less takes him up on this offer, and Roshi also saying, I sense that there's also something troubling you. Something that I might be able to help you with also. And well, yes. And well, meanwhile, Bardock, along with Raditz and Vegeta, have been going around liberating other planets who are under rule of remnants of the Frieza Force who think they can just pick up where their former emperor left off. Not a good idea, and well, with that, the former slaves of the planet are thankful that Bardock and his men have liberated them, and they give them a little something, a little bit of those space credits for their trouble. And this actually presented an opportunity where the Saiyans could actually continue to battle, actually do some good in the universe, and still be able to live very prosperously and rebuild the fortunes of their home world, you know, before the Cold Force, you know, enslaved the Saiyan race. And while that's more or less going along, and Goku is off having his own adventure, battling off the Red Ribbon Army, trying to find the 4-star ball, Gine is more or less being put to school, the Turtle Hermit School that is, way of training. Now, you may figure, but DB Roy, she's a power level of 500. She could just ace the training no problem. You'd think, but a lot of Gine's muscles and whatnot are very well untrained. She does have a high power level compared to everyone else on Earth, with a power level of 500 in her base form, and her power level being in the millions when she's Berserker Super Saiyan. But still, a lot of her body is untrained, and, of course, not used to battling or anything like that. It's why she keeps losing control the way she is using the power, and also why she burns through it so quickly and keeps passing out. So this will help her get the conditioning. So just like Krillin and Goku did, she's doing the milk deliveries, running around with a turtle hermit shell on her back. She's doing all that, plus also getting into the mystical ways of the martial arts. Learning how to sense energy, how to raise her power level will, all these things. And all these things are going to help her with controlling her latent power and controlling her Super Saiyan power. It's essential. It's basically like every sort of fundamental thing that we ourselves learn as humans. You got to have the fundamentals down. You don't have the fundamentals, you don't progress anymore. Sure, Gine could be the most powerful force in the universe, but if she doesn't have the fundamentals down to control that power, it's wasted on her. And she could end up hurting the people she loves, which is Gine's worst fears, especially with those nightmares she has of her losing control over her power, and sometimes even having nightmares so bad where she's killing her husband and children. It's terrifying for her, but this training is helping her become one and within balance of herself. And well, as that was more or less continuing, Goku, along with a shrunken down Bulma, do make their appearance on Roshi's island, wanting to borrow Master Roshi's submarine to get to the Dragon Ball under the ocean. So we're heading into the General Blue saga here, and Gine more or less decides this would be a perfect opportunity to go down there with them, and also get to know her son a little bit better. You know, she hasn't quite decided whether or not she's going to actually bring Kakarot back with her, because, well, Kakarot's sort of got his own life here. He's got friends, family that love him. You know, is it really right to take Kakarot back with her? Is it you know? But ultimately, when the time is right, she will let him decide what he's going to do. And well, with that, the whole thing with the General Blue saga, it pretty much plays out per normal, but you've got Gine as well. Well, if anything, things go a little bit easier. She's able to get rid of the robot pirate that's guarding the hidden port easily. Pretty much one technique, the pirate robot was down, and it didn't cause that much damage that the place starts to cave in. So there's no real danger there, everyone rushing to get themselves killed. And the good thing about this is this actually kept the group together. They could grab the Dragon Ball together, while General Blue had to more or less try and fight them all together. So there was no Goku getting separated from Krillin and Bulma, all because Gine quickly took out the robot, made short work of it, and they could all go grab the Dragon Ball together. And well, when they do find the Dragon Ball, General Blue comes down upon them, just like he does in the original, and he more or less gets a quick shot in on Krillin and Goku using his paralysis powers to keep him frozen. And yeah, Gine's not liking this one little bit, and to his surprise, to General Blue's surprise, Gine is suddenly walking towards him. His telekinetic paralysis abilities are not working on her at all. She's too powerful. And well, it's not very good, you know. You don't try to kill Gine's child and live. General Blue is destroyed on the spot by Gine. She is a Saiyan, and she will kill you if you threaten her children. That's one of the reasons why Gine will battle. To protect her family? Oh, you do not want to mess with the world's strongest mama. And she's very caring and attentive as well. Like she's definitely checking on Kakarot, making sure he's alright, and especially checking on Krillin, because he took basically the same damage he takes in the original. Krillin's like the bald-headed third child she doesn't have. And well, with that, they basically get inside the submarine and take it out with no dramas. Except that the submarine does run out of power like it does in the original, and Goku fires a Kamehameha and boosts them out of the submarine. And Gine can't help but be impressed with her son, because it would seem that her son's power is even increased since since the tournament, which wasn't really that long ago. And well, with that, Gine was considering going with Goku to complete the rest of the to accompany him for the rest of his journey, but she actually figures it's better off she actually continues her training just to get her powers completely under control. After all, something might happen and she might accidentally use the power again, and she might accidentally, target the wrong people. Which is also part of the problem, her confidence. And well, so with that, Goku is once again pretty much on his way, and the whole Mercenary Tower Bora thing, pretty much the rest of the Red Ribbon Army saga, plays out exactly per normal, including the first fat battle between Goku and Tao, Bora's death, and now Goku has his reason to use the Dragon Balls in order to wish back Upa's father, Bora, who died trying to protect him from Mercenary Tao. And well, with that, Goku does raid the army, and everyone back on Roshi's Island, realizing what's about to go down, is more or less losing their heads over it. Except for Gine's going, "I wouldn't worry about Kakarot if I were you. Remember, he is a Saiyan just like me. He won't go down easily. And if they're anything like the mooks you were fighting on the island, I actually pity them." But they more or less go anyway. Gine accompanies them, and by the time they get there, they're well shown that Gine was indeed right. Kakarot had taken down the entire Red Ribbon Army single-handedly, like he does in the original. And now, there is only one more Dragon Ball he needs to collect. And we get the whole fortune teller barber thing happening here. And for this, Gine actually does accompany them into the battle. So we do get an extra fighter in the battle for the fortune teller barber's services. That's what I was thinking of. And well, just like in the original, Krillin fights first and loses, and then Yamcha gets in, ready to get some practice in, beating the vampire guy plus the I'm sorry, that's wrong. Upa and Pua beat the vampire man, and then you get Yamcha getting in his practice, beating the Invisible Man, and he goes to battle with the Mummy, eventually battling with the Mummy and losing, and Goku having to step in and actually battle with the Mummy, and we know how that ends. The Mummy loses, and more or less we get Grandpa Gohan one-on-one with Goku, and Gine still has a turn ready, just in case it's needed, but really it isn't. It ends the same way with Grandpa Gohan grabbing the tail. Gine's shocked that someone actually knows the weakness of the Saiyans, and he's that battle pretty much ends the same way. Roshi revealing the fact that this is Goku's deceased adopted grandpa, Grandpa Gohan, the old man who has been raising Gine's son this whole time. And with that, he was like, "I always told you this tail would be a weakness of yours someday. You should actually take my advice and work on protecting that weak spot." And well, with that, for the first time in Gine's never seen Goku so happy to be reunited with his grandpa. The only other time she's seen him this happy is when she told Goku who she was. And well, she's just very heartwarming at this moment, and Goku introducing Grandpa Gohan to his mother. "Oh, finally found your mother, eh? You came from space, so does this mean your mother's an alien too?" Of course it does, and Gine tells him about the whole heritage and everything that needs to know, and she kind of whispers to him, "So does Goku changing into this giant monkey figure, is that going to keep happening? I'm afraid so, it's a part of who we are, they're whispering. Hello, whispering with Roshi. Roshi piping up going, it's okay, I took care of... Oh wait, no he didn't, he hasn't blown up the moon, that's right. I remember saying that, yeah, Roshi didn't have to blow up the moon because they cut his tail, true. So instead of Roshi saying, if worse comes to worse, I suppose I could blow up the moon. And well, with that, Grandpa Gohan, after meeting everybody and being told all about the Dragon Balls and the adventures, and what Goku intends to use the Dragon Balls for, bringing back a man who protected him from mercenary Tao, and with that, Goku is revealed the location of the last Dragon Ball, and he does retrieve it off Emperor Pilaf, just like he does in the original, and takes the ball to summon it up, and use the dragon to wish back Bora's father. Difference is, Gine actually decides to tag along for this because she's all in all curious about these Dragon Balls and what they actually do. She a little scared to see this dragon appear before her, and more or less, Goku gives the dragon the wish, and Bora is brought back to life, and well, the whole thing, Goku does manage to grab the 4-star ball, and well, Gine just couldn't be more proud of her son, doing such a noble and heroic thing, and yeah, she really just couldn't be more happy for her son, and just she's just beyond proud of him. And with that, they return to the others back at Fortune Teller Barber's place. And this is where Roshi tells Goku that he must train now without using the Nimbus, learn from the greatest scholar of all life, and they'll see him again at the next Tenkaichi Budokai. Now, the big difference here is that Gine actually decides to go with her son here. She's basically learned and mastered everything that Roshi has, that he can really teach her at this point. All she can really do is more or less follow Goku's example, and more or less, hopefully, this will even help her gain even more control. And, well, for more or less, as their training go, for the next few years, it goes relatively well. Goku and Gine getting stronger together, sparring and training together. And whenever Goku would go for a nap, Gine would actually try tapping into her Super Saiyan power on her own. And she does come close to actually achieving it a couple of times, but just doesn't quite hang in there to fully transform on her own. But eventually, one night, she actually does manage to get it, and she is actually staying in complete control of herself. It's still the Berserker Super Saiyan transformation, but she's not losing her mind with the power. She's in complete control here. And well, as she trains with her son, she of course just fights him in his base form, so it's nice and even. After all, she wouldn't want to accidentally kill her son by overdoing it. So, yeah. So the 3 years become very, it does bear fruit for Gine, and of course it bears fruit for Goku like in the original, but a little bit even more so because, well, he has another Saiyan to contend with. And I think that's actually where we'll leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Do you like this story? How are things going to go, especially when we head towards the end of Dragon Ball? What will Goku decide once Gine gives him the choice on whether or not he's going to go back to Planet Vegeta and return back to the fold of of what his life should have been like as a Saiyan? Or will he choose to stay on Earth? Who knows? I do grant you, this is very similar to what I did with the What If Bardock Stopped Lord Frieza What If, but I did try to throw some differences in there. And, yeah, and where I'm thinking of going from here, it will be different from the Bardock version, so don't you worry about that. And as always, guys, do leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already to this channel, because again, your comments, you know, they mean a lot. I always enjoy reading them. In fact, these days I seem to spend half my day reading your comments these days and seeing your amazing suggestions for this channel, and all your what if ideas you want to see me cover on this channel. You know, and I hope to get around to doing all of them. And yeah, so thank you guys for being a part of this channel, being a part of this journey. And yeah, I will see you guys again next time.